Thanks for joining me for our devotional thought for today as we explore together how we can love God better. We're commanded to make a decision to love God with all of our heart and soul and mind, and others as ourselves, according to Matthew 22, verses 37 to 39. What does that look like? Jesus said in John 14:15, "If you love me, you will obey what I command." Like anyone else who wants to be loved, God has commanded how we can demonstrate our love for Him in His Word, specifically in the first four of the Ten Commandments. Now, sometimes we get the idea that God's commands are frightful. We tend to resist them, but that shouldn't be the case. God's laws are for our benefit. It's how we know how to love Him properly. Take the very first command God gives His people. He tells them that He's to be number one. No one else should come before Him. We should make the decision to make Him first. Then He continues to clarify in the second command. He talks about having an idol or seeking satisfaction, help, or pleasure from any other source than Him. We should decide to seek our satisfaction only in Him. He continues in the third command that we should clearly communicate that He is first by not saying anything that might make anyone wonder about His power or place in our life. We need to decide to communicate our commitment to Him. And in the fourth commandment, He makes it very clear that if we love Him in the right way, it'll impact our life. He asks that we give Him the time He deserves, or that we decide to let love affect our life completely. Sometimes we act like we have to give up so much to obey God's commands, don't we? One older gentleman was talking about everything he gave up when he got married, over 50 years ago. He said, "When I asked my sweetheart to marry me, I told her I'd given up all of my other girlfriends." His wife quickly spoke up. "Oh, don't act like that was so difficult," she said. "You only ever had one other girlfriend besides me, and she didn't like you very much." This man certainly gained a lot by giving up a little, didn't he? How does that relate to loving God? When we obey God as an act of our love, we realize we're actually gaining everything. Jesus said, "If you love me, keep my commandments." Now that may sound like a command in itself, but it's actually a tip. Jesus wants us to know what it is to experience the fullness of God. Take a look at your life. What areas could you become more obedient to God and demonstrate your love more clearly to Him?